Last week, I talked about what is the best kind of exercise for women, and is there a right exercise that you might be missing out on? Now, to recap, I basically just said that every body needs all type of movements. You need cardio, mobility, stability, flexibility, and strength training. So now that I've talked about that, I want to get a little more specific and talk about strength training, weight training. What does it do for women, and is it important to be doing it? Yes, absolutely. I would say if there was one type of exercise that I needed to be promoting more for women, it would be strength training. Not that you just need strength training, but that a lot of women aren't doing it and they need to be doing it. And part of this is that as we age, we naturally lose muscle mass. After age 30, women lose between 3 and 5% of their muscle mass every decade. That's about half of a percentage every year. That just follows the old term: if you don't use it, you lose it. So the way we offset this loss is we intentionally train our body to build muscle. And strength training is how we do that. Now, what is strength training? It can be anything from resistance bands and body weights to heavy sets in the gym with a bar and with dumbbells and kettlebells. So you've got lots of options there. You don't just have to be confined to a gym. You don't just have to have a ton of equipment. You've got all sorts of options for strength training. I especially love to get my women clients learning how to lift heavy. Not that we do it all the time or it has to be our main focus, especially if they don't naturally like that, but it's really important to learn how to lift heavy because in life there are moments when you need to lift heavy objects, and it's so nice. It's such a nice peace of mind to know your body can handle that load. Especially if you're a mom of young kids, you're already lifting heavy constantly. Chances are your toddlers are between 20 and 30 pounds, and you've got to move them in all sorts of awkward directions and know your body can handle the toll without putting stress on your joints and your spine. So learning how to lift heavy is really practical in life. I also like it because there's something that happens when you learn to lift heavy when the core and all the little muscles that are hard to get to wake up just engage. Something naturally happens where the whole body has to work together to lift this heavy object properly. And if you're using good form, those muscles just turn on. I've worked especially with running clients who have these glute muscles that are a little lazy, and we've done all these activation drills. We've done lots and lots of training specifically on those muscles. And then at some point, we just lift a heavy object with good form. And guess what? That glute muscle just turns on like that. So I think lifting heavy is super important. You need to have really good form. So it's important to either go into it with some type of professional instruction or have an idea of what good form is and be practicing it. Because yes, you can injure yourself if you're not using good form. Another thing I love about strength training is that it changes the body composition. So as you gain more muscle, your metabolism naturally rises. Muscle burns more calories at resting than fat does. So the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolic rate will be at resting. And that the chances are you will burn fat easier if you have more muscle. So changing the body composition not only feels good, it looks good too. Women who have muscle have great shape to them. They've got curves in the right places and they just look toned and fit and healthy.